How's it going? Welcome to the Yamaha booth. This is the brand new Yamaha Montage. Montage is the replacement for the Motif XF. Motif XF, you didn't know, it's 15 years we had that product for the Motif ES, XS, XF. So when we were going to come back, we kind of took a big step back and looked at what would be something compelling into the market, you know, to add. So Motif was built on the technology called AWM2. It's our sample technology that takes a lot of sample data and does a lossless compression to get it down to the smaller chip. So we would kind of double the wave ROM each time. This one is over 9 times the wave ROM of the previous, so way more wave ROM. So what does that translate to? Way better pianos, new strings, new guitars, new choir, lots of new sample data in here that I'll play some of that in a second. On the other end, we have another synthesis engine, and that's FM. We call it FMX. So this is a new 8-operator FM synthesis engine. It's 128 note polyphony on that end. The AWM engine is 128 stereo polyphony, so it's double the polyphony of the Motif XF. Okay, and then we have this kind of sophisticated dynamic control interface called motion control that unites these two engines. So you can do a lot of stuff. You can do some cool blending things with motion control. You can add a piano with an FM, but I'll just play some of it here in a second so you get an idea. So the first thing I'll play is kind of my good thing to talk about the fidelity of this instrument. There's actually on the right before the D to A converter, we have a technology called pure analog circuit. What pure analog circuit is, it increases the detail in the mid-range and it really boosts the low and the low mids, and what you get is this unbelievably like powerful sound coming out. So this first one is just a great, you know. So now listen to what motion control does to this sound as I make it get huge here. Super huge, but it's the morphing. So motion control allows me to assign 8 different parameters, any parameter I have in the instrument, to do a whole bunch of different things. Yeah, if you look over here, I have it connected to this. So you see that single knob is moving multiple parameters. Now that one is just getting louder and stuff, but I can have one go this way, one go that way. It could be a pan thing, and I'll do some of that. So that's what's happening here, is I start with this kind of this sound here, but then with motion control, and I assign it to the FC7 down here, so I don't have to use the knob. I can just kind of use my mind. But that's just such a great sound, and you notice at the end of this, I love this about the sound too, is that when I make it get big like this, listen to the fact that there's no reverb. It's dead, like really, really. So there's a lot of dryness in this that really, to me, underscores just how great the wave ROM is in here. So nothing would be great if we didn't have a killer pianos, and we do. We have actually 2 of them. One of them ships with the unit. The other one we're going to give away for free for the first year. That's a Bosendorfer Imperial Grand is the one we're giving away. And then there's a CFX in here too. So the CFX, there's a 9-foot one over there if you want to check it out, is an amazingly awesome piano that has this amazing amount of clarity of especially the fundamental pitch of the sound is so like bell-like on a CFX. But the thing about a CFX that I love about the real one is that you can play super soft. Now you probably can't hear it because, again, subtlety and Namm are diametrically opposing concepts. So, but the thing that's amazing about this when I play it is the softly, how soft it can play. There's headphones if you want to hear it down there too. But as I get louder, so the CFX, it took like 3 years for them to fully develop this piano. Every note's been meticulously sampled at many different velocity levels, and you get this great. But motion control adds another dynamic too. So with the super knob here, I can bring in an FM piano. I can go either full FM, but then if I have them both right in the center, so just being able to blend the FM technology in this. Now the Bosendorfer sounds a little inside Montage. Another sound here, something else you can do with motion control, and this is kind of specific also to the, what's that?
Can you turn your lanyard around, please?
Oh, my.
So we can see your name.
Oh.
That's okay.
I see.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you.
It keeps moving around. There. So, another thing, anybody that's doing like film composing, game development, that kind of stuff, there's a whole host of sounds that are both very ultra realistic and super dynamic, strings and choirs and such, but then there's all these really otherworldly sounds that the FM engine can do. So I'll play a few of those. One of them, there's one called Seattle Sections in here, and being someone from Seattle, this is the symphony, and it's just a string section here, but I can, using motion control, I can move between a large section to a small ensemble. So section. So, you know, really dynamic stuff. There's another one, orchestral brass swell. So when I have it down, the ensemble doesn't just get louder, it gets larger. So if I play something like very dynamic kind of changes. There's one here called choir strings pipe that starts out with a choir, and with motion control strings, the pipe learning. So really dynamic, interesting kind of sounds with the sample technology and all this really high quality sample data. Now let's talk about some more weird things. If you're doing more stuff that's like alien kind of things, FM linear synth is a great sound to kind of show. When I go to this sound here, so it's like this kind of cacophonous bell sound, but listen to how this morphs into a playable. And now it's this kind of. And I'll go the other way now. So just totally different stuff. There's one in here that's called DJ Montage. So if you want to do stuff that's like trance kind of music and stuff, it has a whole bunch of arpeggios, but then motion control can add different parts, get bigger. That's cool because I got the full in here, but I can cut it back to nothing. So it's super dynamic how it changes. I can bring it in quick or slow or what. So you got this right here. Now I have this on. So I have also these assignable buttons over here that if you listen to the little synth line that's going in there, it changes. Then I have performance control over here where I can mute out parts. Now this one, motion control, I have set to the FC7 so I can bring in the motion and we'll hear this guy fade in here. I thought you did. Evidently I didn't get it. Here, now it'll come in. So you get an idea. So for anybody who's in electronic music, it's electronic music for days in here, in addition to all the meat and potatoes, bread and butter stuff as well. So it has a great action. It's balanced hammer action. It's the same one that we used on the Motif XF that was awesome. Same thing with it's FSX action on the other one. So it's a control source for any sort of VST controlling. It's great. Speaking of computer connectivity, the USB port on here is 16 stereo channels to a DAW, and then 3 stereo returns back. That's at 44 116-bit. What if I want to go to 192? It'll go 4 stereo outputs directly to a DAW for that purpose as well. So if you want to go above that, you can do that. As far as it recording, it's on internally. There's a sequencer, but it's a very sketch sequencer. It's designed to immediately record just the performances. It's got some basic things like input quantize, but it's technically, we don't consider it a workstation. It's a synthesizer that has some of that capability. But the fact that it elegantly connects to a DAW, any DAW, you know, it works with Pro Tools or comes with Cubase AI in the box, so you have something to work with there. But yeah, I think I covered a lot here.
Thank you very much.
If there's any questions, please ask me. That's